Good afternoon, everybody. So we're almost at 6 o'clock. We're gonna start sharply at 6. So if you guys would like any snacks or drink, now is your call. It's last call on snack and drink before we get started. Thank you. All right, testing one, two, three. Good. Just a little housekeeping and reminder. We're about to get started on the meeting, so if you could please silence your phones for the occasion, that would be great. Right. Welcome everybody to the 2026 State of the City Address. We haven't done one of these in a while, and I'm really thankful that all of you guys could make it tonight and join us in this special occasion. For those of you who does not know me, my name is Niran Tan. For those of you who are reading in the slide, you probably noticed I'm not the city managers. I actually have started here now for the last 5 months. I know some of you have not got a chance to meet me yet, but I actually have lived in the city since 2018. I've been here for about 8 years. So I know a little bit about Los Banos now, or so I think. Right? So I know that when we say that Los Banos is a warm community, we really mean that both way, figuratively, and for most of the years, literally, today. So tonight, for this event, is our chance to reflect on where we've been, where we are, and how we can keep moving forward. There is about 59 slides. I do promise that tonight's presentation is not going to be as long as our last year March budget workshop, which was 7 hours. So we'll try to keep you guys on time, and that we can get you out of here in a timely manner. But just looking at the crowds and feeling the room tonight, it is a proof that Los Banos, our community, isn't just about geography, about people coming together as one with one goal. With that, I would like to invite Pastor Stephen Hammond up to lead us in the invocations and community blessing.
Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, we stand before you tonight, gratitude in our hearts as we gather to consider the state of our city. We are grateful that you have chosen each of us to live in Los Banos. We are thankful for the diversity of our people, kindness of our citizens, the resilience of our children, and the strength during adversity that defines our community. We ask tonight for guidance to make our city better than it has ever been before, wisdom for our leaders to navigate the difficult issues, the foresight to see where we can grow and what needs to be done to elevate our lives, and the courage to do what is right in your sight and in the sight of the people of Manos. We ask your abundant blessings upon our mayor, city council members, and all city officials. Guide their decisions, ideas, and deliberations so that they may come to the right decisions for our great city. May each one serve all residents with integrity, compassion, and justice. Grant us the ability to work together, bringing our differences to build a safer, more prosperous, and more affordable home for every family. Help us to hear your voice so that we can be good stewards of our city's future as we look forward to the challenges and opportunities. Inspire us to strive for a greater unity in the common good of all residents. We ask these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Pastor Hammond. Now, for the next parts of our presentations, is joined to us today by Commander Mike Hugh, Vice Commander Tom Higby, Mr. Dan Dahlia with the VFW, and Commander Tom Higby and Vice Commander Don Valdez with the American Legions for the presentation of color. Please be seated. Now, it would not be a big event if we don't have a tech problem, right? So now we get that out of the way, we can resume. For introductions, we are honored to have such honorable guests tonight. But first, for the group of people that we would not hear without, that is our elected official, our city council, through their leaderships in the last year, have created a really sustains guidance for our staff as well as for our community, shaping the future of our city. So please, council member, as I call your name, please stand. And I like to, for the audience, please to hold your applause for all the council members. First, our mayor, Michael Amabile. Then we have our mayor pro tem, also council member District 4, council member Deborah Lewis. Our District 3 council member, Marcus Charvis. Our District 2 council member, Refugio Yamas. And our District 1 council member, Mitzi Perez. Thank you. Now, we also have two other elected officials for the city of Los Banos, and that is our city clerk, Lucy Maloney, and our elected city treasurer, Lucy Lauren. In addition to all our elected officials, all of this would not be happen without our staff. In the representations of our staff, I'd like to acknowledge our department head who are here tonight. First, we have our new city attorney, Ms. Mary Lerner. And Mary? Our finance director, Minnie Minerva Moreno. Our human resources director, Isabel Carlos. Our community and economic development director, Stacy Souza Elms. From our public safety, we have our police chief, Ray Reyna. Our fire chief, Paul Tuala. Okay. Our public work director, William Vai. And our parks and recreation director, Joe Heim. Now, Los Banos does not exist in an island. We work collaboratively with all of other agencies that are here among us tonight to help us celebrate and also get more information about where the city is going. First, I'd like to acknowledge our county partner, Mark Hendrickson, CEO of Merced County. And our supervisor, Scott Silvera. We also cannot do this without the volunteer works and advisory of our commissions. So at this time, I'd like to ask all members of the commissions, commissioner and committee member who are here tonight to please stand. So, for the theme for tonight, I said that pictures and video worth 1,000 words. Start with our first one, about our journey, our moment.
Incorporated in 1907, Los Banos was built on resilience, hard work, and community spirit. From our agricultural roots to generations of families who call this place home, our history has shaped a community grounded in pride, perseverance, and possibility. This was our journey. Today, Los Banos is a city that is on the move, diverse, connected, and full of opportunity. We are strengthening public safety, investing in infrastructure, supporting local businesses, and enhancing the quality of life for everyone who lives and works here. This is our moment. Looking ahead, our vision is clear. Growth that is thoughtful, development that is sustainable, a future that creates endless opportunities while protecting what makes us unique and ensures Los Banos remains a place where people choose to live, work, and thrive. This is our future. This is Los Banos, proud of our past, strong in the present, and united in building a stronger tomorrow.
Thank you. So for the itinerary for tonight, we will have an opening remark from our very own Mayor Amabil, and then he will follow by talking about growth, city finances, as well as city administrations. Then we will follow with presentations by Mayor Pro Tem Lewis on fire services, then by Councilmember Chavez on police services, and Director Vide on public works and infrastructures. And then Councilmember Perez will do a presentations on parks and recreations, and we will close tonight off by a closing remark by Mayor Amabil. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Mayor Amabil. Opening remark.
Well, good evening, everybody, and it's so good to see you this tonight. Thank you for being here, and thank you for caring about our city. It's truly an honor to serve this community. I love this city, I believe in this city, and I believe our best days are still ahead. Tonight, I want to begin with what matters most. First, public safety will always be our #1 priority. Our families, our neighborhoods, and our businesses deserve to feel safe, and that responsibility must always come first. Second, we must be transparent. Our residents deserve honesty from their local government. They deserve clear communications, accountability, and leadership they can trust. And third, we must keep working together. Los Banos moves forward when people stay involved, when we listen to one another, and when every resident feels that they are a part of our future. And we have made real good progress. Over the years, we have brought real change to our city and created strong momentum for the future. Today, we have the right team in place to keep moving Los Banos forward. We have department heads, city staff, and employees who truly care about Los Banos. And at the same time, we know there's still a lot more work to be done. We need better infrastructure. We need strong city services. We need to keep building trust with the public. And we need accountability with transparency, along with fiscal responsibility. And we need to do more to bring good paying jobs and greater opportunities to the people who already live here. Because growth by itself is not enough. Growth should benefit our current residents. As you can see with the slide Los Banos at a glance, move to that one, shows the population growth of our town averages about an increase of about 10,000 people every 10 years. The average age of our residents is 30 years old, and we average 3.5 people per household. And I think the nation average is like 2.5. And of course, ag is our #1 industry. New growth must support working families. It should create opportunities for our young people, and it should help people build a good life right here at home. That is the kind of Los Banos we are working to build. A safer city, a stronger city, a city that listens, a city that works together, and a city where progress benefits everyone. Tonight, I want to walk you through the work we have done, work that is now underway, and the work that's still ahead, department by department. We're going to start off with finance, our finance director. We will start with that administration. A strong city starts responsible budgeting. Worked hard to keep Los Banos on solid financial ground through disciplined planning and careful spending. That work has produced real results. The city achieved budget surplus in 2025 of about $4.7 million, and this year it's projected another surplus of $4.2 million. These surpluses help strengthen and maintain our 30% budget reserve. That matters because a strong finances allow us to keep investing in public safety, infrastructure, and the services our residents count on every day. It also helps protect our city during uncertain times. Please welcome Finance Director Minnie Moreno, who has done an outstanding job improving the way we manage and protect our budget. Around City Hall, we call her the Money Gal. At least I call you the Money Gal. So welcome, Minnie.
As we look forward at financial condition of Los Banos in 2026, I want to highlight the strong financial foundation built together. Through responsible budgeting and disciplined planning, the city, as the mayor said, achieved 0.7 million and is projected 2020 to have a 4%. Our reserves remain very healthy and well structured, giving us the stability we need to weather economic uncertainty, while still investing in the priorities that matter the most: infrastructure, public safety, and services. This level of stewardship doesn't happen by accident. It reflects a commitment to transparency, accountability, and long-term planning. Because of that discipline, we're able to meet today's while positioning Los Banos for a stronger future. When we look at the broader economic trends shaping Los Banos, the picture is one of steady, sustainable growth. Property taxes continue to rise, and our expenditure control remains strong, ensuring that every dollar is efficiently and aligned with community priorities. For the 2024-25 fiscal year, the city closed with revenues of $32.7 million and expenditures of $8 million. For 25-26, we project revenues of $33 million and expenditures of $9 million. These trends demonstrate that our financial footing is solid, supported by responsible planning and careful monitoring of economic conditions. This stability allows us to continue delivering high-quality services while preparing for opportunities and challenges. One of the most important financial realities for Los Banos is the role of sales tax. It funds the services our community relies on every day: police, fire, parks, and but right now we face a significant challenge. Nearly 70% of our sales tax revenues in the city, residents shopping elsewhere. That leakage directly impacts our ability to reinvest in local services, maintain infrastructure, and support public safety. Every dollar spent outside Los Banos is a dollar that doesn't return to our community. That's why we launched Shop Smart Support Local campaign, a reminder that everyday choices make a real difference. When residents choose local businesses first and order online for home delivery, those dollars stay here, strengthening our economy, supporting local jobs, and improving the quality of life for everybody. Reducing sales tax leakage is one of the most effective ways we can grow our financial capacity without raising taxes. Together, smart spending, and community partnership, we can keep Los Banos strong. Thank you.
Like Minnie said, thank you. We do not like taxes, not like taxes. So we are building a city that's financially responsible, earlier to work with, easier to work with, ready for a smart investment, and committed to serving all of our people. And I want to thank Minnie for bringing her experience, her knowledge, and her expertise to our city. Now we'll move on to, just as important, we are also working to make our city government more open, more efficient, and easier for the public to navigate. One of the most important steps we took in that effort was hiring a full-time city attorney, creating a new legal department. That decision moved our city forward. Our city attorney, Mary Lerner, who we introduced her a little earlier, brings deep knowledge of city law, clear and practical ability to explain complicated issues, and the advantage of being fully focused on the needs of only Los Banos. In the past, our city attorneys served the city well, they also had to divide their time with their own private practices. Having a full-time city attorney gives our city more direct support, more consistency, and the daily legal attention needed to better serve Los Banos. A strong city also needs a strong team. That brings us to our Human Resource Department. Over the past years, we have continued building that team through key hires and leadership positions. We have welcomed 47 new employees to our city, many of them in positions that are essential to keeping the city government running strong. Some of the new hires include directors, managers, 2 fire battalion chiefs, 2 police sergeants, and one of the most important hires, our new city manager. Good government depends on capable people who care about public service and who are committed to serving our community the right way. I want to especially thank our city clerk and retired HR director, Lucy Melanie, for her commitment to our city, her steady hand in this transition, and for her leadership during that time. And I also want to recognize and thank our HR interim director, Isabel Carlos, and her department for continuing that work and helping build a strong team for the future. Thank you, Isabel. Next is planning, development, economic opportunities, and housing. Los Banos is growing, and we have a responsibility to make sure that growth benefits the people who are already here, like I said. Growth cannot just mean more rooftops. We want growth that makes sense. Too many people still need to leave town to work for better opportunities. We will be pushing for business development and job creation that benefits families right here at home. And that means continuing to support our local businesses. It means attracting the right employers. It means creating a business climate where investment makes sense. And it means staying focused on growth that truly improves life for our residents. Please welcome our Community and Economic Development Director, Stacy Souza Elms. Now, Stacy, she knows Los Banos. She has played an important role in helping guide growth, planning, and investment in our city. She is a forward thinker who leads a motivated, capable department that works hard every day to help move our town forward. Stacy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So with community and economic development, we are working on making it easier to invest, easier to build, and easier to improve your property within the city of Los Banos. One of those tasks, one of those action items that we are implementing within the next couple of months is an enterprise permitting and licensing system, EP&L. This is through Tyler Technologies, which our finance department is already using. And this allows us to allow online permitting system, electronic plan review, a community-facing portal. This would allow for online permit tracking so the public can track their own permits and streamline the permitting process. This will make getting a permit much more efficient, not only for city staff, but also for the public and development. Next, we're working on a one-stop shop, which is for our Development Services Center, the DSC. This is the rehabilitation of the former police annex into a Development Services Center. The city is currently under contract for a progressive design build project, and the new DSC will serve as a centralized one-stop shop for planning, building, engineering, fire prevention, and economic development services. So we're going to be all under one roof. It'll make it easier for customers and vendors and developers to access everything regarding development in one location. Currently, right now, if you're a developer and you're coming to the city of Los Banos and you're going to be building a new building, unfortunately, all of our departments are spread across town. You can first start with planning, and then you may need engineering, and you need to find out how to plug in your infrastructure, how to connect infrastructure. You're going to have to go not quite across town, but across Pacheco to get over to the engineering division, which is off of Madison. And then you may have questions about fire suppression and how that fire sprinkler system needs to work, and you need to speak to the fire department. So you're going to go again across town to the fire station number 1, to be able to speak to someone at the fire department. And then you're going to come back to City Hall, and potentially you'll have other questions about your building permit and what that process consists of. So the intent of the Development Services Center is to have everybody under one roof. It's also to create a more efficient flow between departments and create that communication amongst those divisions within the city. Another item that we're working on, and we've been working on for the last several years, and we're actually wrapping this up, is our community design standards. This is for high quality development. We're updating these standards to elevate the city's built environment by encouraging creativity, interest, and variety, while also building upon local character. To be used for property owners, developers, business owners, landscape architects, designers, and architects in general, to express a quality of new and remodel construction. These development design standards are objective design standards. This is so that we are within the legal requirements of the state of California, and that we take that subjectivity out of our standards and make it very clear for development how we want to enhance and elevate our community and what those standards mean. Next, within the department, Community and Economic Development, our mission is to foster a vibrant, resilient, and welcoming Los Banos through smart growth, strong local businesses, expanding housing opportunities, and community-focused planning and innovation. Okay. Also within the Community and Economic Development Department is our Housing Division. This is a relatively new division for the city of Los Banos. It's about 3 years old. And for new housing, they must pay their fair share of services and improvements. They must improve life for existing residents. And growth should bring amenities we don't have today. So all new development should be to that standard. Our housing progress and pipeline, our new housing progress, these are permits, starts, and completions, are charted here. And this chart goes back to 2022. And if you can see at the end of the chart, the total, it's charting each month how many building permits for a residential unit have been pulled in that particular month by that year. And so we can see that in 2022, we issued 149 single-family residential building permits. In 23, there was 156 issued. In 24, 173. And then recently in 2025, for the whole calendar year, we issued 238 permits. And so far, and this was only up till March, we've issued 39 permits. I do want to address this chart, and that I hear often it seems like a misconception throughout the community that the city of Los Banos is growing uncontrollably, which is not true. As you can see by our permit issuance, it's actually very low. During the housing boom back in 2006, 2007, actually 2006 specifically, the city of Los Banos had issued over 700 permits. We are nowhere near that housing boom. And I often see that out and I hear that out in the community, and that's a misconception. By no means are we growing uncontrollably. We're actually growing at market rate. And in the next couple of slides, you'll see where residential activity is occurring and where that is in the pipeline. So the partnerships and timelines, this averages about 179 single-family dwelling units per year. And an important component of that is being in compliant with our housing element. The city is required to facilitate regional housing needs allocation, RENA. That's a state requirement that requires the city to provide housing for all income levels. The city has a certified housing element. We are one of two communities in Merced County, I think of as of today, with the certified housing element, the city of Los Banos and the city of Augustine. Coincidentally, both cities that our city manager has worked in. Maybe not coincidence, right? But a very important component to the city's, it's an element of the general plan, which is a part of the city's constitution, and is the roadmap to how development will occur and to ensure that the city is accommodating all income levels of housing in for the future. Next slide shows our upcoming developments. This slide shows a breakdown of about 4,400 units, which could sustainably take the city to about maybe 10 to 15 years if we continue to grow on trend. And as if the housing market continues to trend as it's trending. 4,400 units also consists of two major annexations that the city has been processing. These are all entitlements that have either been approved or applications that we've received at the Community and Economic Development Department. So we've been busy. Some of these are entitled and have been entitled for many years, as residential development does take sometimes 20 years to build out. And some of these are relatively new, like Overland Courts. 50 units was just approved a couple of months ago. So this is important to show in the supply and demand that the city has in our residential activity. Slide is regarding homelessness and the philosophy of compassion and accountability. So the 2026 point-in-time PIT count, was conducted in January on the 22nd from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. It was led by our housing division, but primarily consisted of volunteers. And we went out and surveyed areas of Los Banos where we knew our unhoused residents were sleeping or occupying. And we, to meet HUD's requirements, surveyed individuals. And this is required by HUD in order for each individual to be counted. This methodology is very specific, and then it's used for the continuum of care to prepare their report on the PIT count. 2026 report has not been released, but the 2025 report listed 114 unsheltered and sheltered persons. Unsheltered could mean someone out in an encampment, and sheltered persons could be someone maybe in a bridge home, that they're living in a house, but they're not living somewhere permanently. This is a transition housing to get them off the streets. We've created comprehensive care services and framework to prevent and rebuild lives. Our housing division provides case management with each of the individuals that we have within our community as participants, and enters them in through a coordinated entry system, and works very closely with the COC, Continuum of Care, for Merced County and City of Merced. The encampment approach, which is a cooperation, a partnership with our police department, is structured with rules and services. The police department provides that regulatory side with rules, and the housing division of Community and Economic Development provides the services and resources side with the compassion to help these folks become stable and get off the streets. We have 2 bridge homes that can provide up to a capacity of 20 beds. That provides stability today, getting folks off the streets so that they can be independent tomorrow. And we have outreach coordination. This is coordination that happens on a monthly basis where service providers are provided a venue to come and provide resources to folks out at the encampment. But we also provide that outreach daily, but as a collective, also weekly on Wednesdays. So monthly, there's a big outreach event where all the resource providers are invited to come and reach the community with their resources, whether it's employment opportunities, food. We partner with the county, and behavioral health will be out there, and HSA, our great partners, to be able to provide those services and let participants in our community know what services we have to provide. And we're there so that when they are ready to get help, they'll reach out to us and get help. Next project we're extremely excited about is our One Tree project. It's underway. This project is for 58 permanent supportive housing units with an on-site management and wraparound services. The target opening is at the end of this year in December. This is where the city received $11.8 million in Encampment Resolution Fund, ERF. Some of you may have heard us affectionately call. And then we also received $2.5 million from the Central California Alliance for Health. And so that is helping us build the 58 permanent supportive housing units. And this matters because this will provide stability, services, and a pathway back to independence. Little short video.
You know, One Tree, it really does matter to our community. It means make people stable in their lives, and it means service. And you know, the town is, a city like Los Banos is much more than just budgets and buildings and parks. It's about caring for people, and that's why One Tree is so important. And I want to thank Stacy for her work and her staff for everything she does for our community. Next up is our fire department. Like I said, nothing matters more than public safety. And at this time, I'm proud to introduce our Mayor Pro Tem, Deborah Lewis, and Fire Chief Paul Tuala. Mayor Pro Tem Lewis, who represents District 4, the west side of our community, has been a strong advocate for our community, and Chief Tuala continues to lead our fire department with dedication, professionalism, and deep commitment to public safety. Please join me in welcoming them both to the podium.
Well, thank you, Mayor Amabile, for that wonderful introduction. And to the residents of Los Banos, thank you for coming out this evening to the State of the City address. I'm happy to see our firefighters here this evening as we talk about what they offer our city and how they support us. Again, my name is Deborah Lewis, Mayor Pro Tem and representative for District 4. I'm here to share with you information on our wonderful Los Banos Fire Department. Please let me introduce Fire Chief Paul Tuala, who will be retiring on May 15th, which is 30 days from now, from the fire department. He has served in public safety for 34 years, and of those, 20 years as a firefighter. Fire Chief Tuala was hired in 2022 to the city of Los Banos, and he will be greatly missed and we thank him for his dedication to his staff and to the city, and to bring a positive direction to take this department in. Thank you very much. And to our Assistant Fire Chief, Brandon Dornbush, retired from fire in Yakima, Washington. Did I say that right? Yakima, Washington, with 30 years of service. He worked also for San Benito County Emergency Operations Center prior to accepting the current position with the City of Los Banos. Assistant Fire Chief Dornbush will be assuming the position of Acting Fire Chief upon the retirement of Fire Chief Tuala. For the mayor and the city council members, we support and appreciate our firefighters and staff for their dedication to the safety of our community. I would like to share a few things with you about our fire department, where they have gone and where they are going. Slide 1. Expanding the staff. We have 2 new battalion chiefs in Los Banos. Battalion Chief Gary Avery, retired battalion chief from Los Angeles City, and Battalion Chief Brian Thompson, coming to us from Sutter County. And we thank them for accepting those positions, and they're doing a wonderful job. The battalion chiefs will be optimizing calls for services by providing better oversight and management and training for each working shift. Oversight and management of fire incidents and the crews. The establishment of our Fire Prevention Division, which is headed by Captain Eric Galicchio, is in charge of fire inspection of all businesses for compliance with state, county, and city laws. And he is also responsible for public fire education. Training and readiness. The department has ongoing collaboration with other agencies, inside and outside consultants, to move us forward. New fire station and EOC, which is our Emergency Operations Center. The new fire station will be fire station number 4, located in District 4, which I'm happy about. It will be a $13 million investment in fire operation and emergency preparedness. Construction is scheduled to begin this summer, 2026. The new station will help to reduce response time to fire incidents, collaborate with medical responders, our new company AMR that we're working with, to complete employee staffing of the EOC. EOP, our Emergency Operation Plan, creates standards in the event of a citywide emergency, which the council has already approved. EOC will aid Merced County on the south side. EOC will hold training with other agencies such as CAL FIRE, County Fire, Police, and AMR as a renewed partnership with our neighboring agencies. Vision for our fire department. Equipping modernization. Invest in fire apparatus upgrades. Emergency medical device such as Lucas, which is a chest compression system used to take over human intervention during CPR. And the chief shared that with me. I think he was able to pull it up on YouTube. It's really an incredible piece of machinery, and I think we already have that at both of our stations, because doing compressions for a long period of time is very exhausting. And this machine, once the compressions are started by our fire staff, is put under the person needing CPR, and it's a mechanical device that does the compression for the staff. It's absolutely incredible. First out utility rescue apparatus, and I think we have made a recent purchase for that equipment to get out very quickly when a fire truck may not be available or cannot get into a certain area. Type 1 engine replacements, which are smaller fire engine trucks. Increasing operational capacity, which means staffing, training, and new facilities. With much gratitude and respect, thank you to our firefighters and support staff for a job well done. Now I would like to turn it over to Fire Chief Tuwala and his Assistant Fire Chief for any further comments. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'll make it short and sweet. I really do appreciate the opportunity of serving the city here, and we've made a lot of improvements with training, staffing, personnel. I want to thank the staff for moving right along and being very flexible with a lot of changes that we have, and I really appreciate the council's direction and assistance in getting us to where we need to be. And Chief Dornbush, I like to pass the baton to you here pretty quick and have you carry on what we've started. So, but thank you.
Very nice. And I want to thank you and the fire department and Mayor Pro Tem for the dedication they have to our community. Okay, next, I would like to turn over to our police department. I've always said, if you do not feel safe in your own town going to the grocery store, not too much else matters. Presenting the police department is Councilmember Marcus Chavez, representing District 3 in the center of our town. He has been a strong supporter of public safety. He is a smart, thoughtful leader who takes the time to understand the issues. And joining him will be our police chief, Ray Reyna. Ray continues to lead the police department with professionalism, commitment, deep dedication to our community. Welcome, both of you.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for the community to come out tonight and to see what we've done here in the last year or so. A strong city begins with safe neighborhoods, a responsive police department, and emergency services people can count on when they need them most. Our residents want to feel safe at home, safe in our parks, safe in our shopping areas, and safe traveling through our city. That is a basic expectation and is one that we take very seriously. This past year, we have continued working to strengthen public safety in Los Banos. I will say, since starting last year, I didn't know that Chief Reyna was out with FBI training, and it's like, well, wow. I got with Commander Justin Meldon and Commander Eddie Drum, and they taught me quite a bit, and got to show me what the police department's about, what were their needs, and got me up to speed quickly on how things are running. But what it told me most was he was out for quite a while, and the city ran very well, and I had no idea that he was gone. And then I was like, oh, and then I ran into Ivan Mendez, and then he's like taking care of animal control, the shelter, code enforcement, and I gotta tell you, that speaks a lot to the leadership of the police department, because for it to run seamlessly in Chief Reyna's absence means quite a lot, because when the person that's supposed to be leading the department isn't around and you don't know and the place is running no different, that speaks volumes. So I'd like to Chief Reyna, if you can give us an update on what's going on with the police department. All righty. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. So to add on to that, many times where at the police department, staff are called for many hours sometimes to leave their families and to do things. And in the past, my wife and I have talked about, as those who have come before me and who have served, the police department is supposed to go on once we're gone. And my wife will remind me of that. The place is going to exist when you're gone. And I said, and that's the point. And the public should not notice a difference when the police chief is gone or the chief retires or if the command staff is away at training. The organization should function and should serve you, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So thank you for bringing that up. So at the police department, I'm very excited to be here, and thank you all for being here this evening. Very excited to talk about the police department and some of the things that we have going on, including our vision for the future and how we enjoy partnering with our community to keep Los Banos a beautiful community and a wonderful place to live. Some of our priorities, obviously, safety, community trust, professionalism, and responsiveness. And then we provide a number of services, as you all know what they are. But you can just do the job, and then you can do the job in a way that I think we enjoy doing it. And so at the top, you'll see the top picture up there. That is Sergeant Juan Soriano, and Juan Soriano is one of our motor officers. And so in Los Banos, I tell my staff all the time, I'm a second-generation Los Banos police officer. My father started working here in 1970, and he served this community for a long time. I'm very proud that I am a second generation. And I remember going to the old police station years ago when I was a little boy with my dad. And it was over there, 945 Fifth Street, where I worked the majority of my career. And I remember walking through the halls and seeing the police officers in that dark building, and they were scary. They were not friendly, and they would walk up to me and they'd say, "What are you doing, boy?" And I was like, and that's my memory. And so our goal is to do things different. We enjoy going to community events. We have a number of them. We enjoy working with students at the schools. We enjoy coming to these events and meeting people and shaking your hands and hearing about your ideas and some of the things that are going on in your neighborhood. So at the top, Sergeant Soriano in his motorcycle helmet at Starbucks, wearing an apron, serving coffee. And it's just because it's funny, and it's just something that it's something for the public to laugh at, and that's kind of the way we do it in Los Banos, because this is our community, your community, and we believe in serving the community with you as partners. Also, we have a number of events. There are some of our Citizen Academy events, and then we'll talk about our rebrand, which is the police car at the bottom. So again, I talked about we have a number of services: patrol, as everyone notices, investigations, community programs, records, animal control, and code enforcement. So some of our staffing. So between 2004 and 2006, the Los Banos Police Department hired 15 new police officers. That's quite a number. And then we also have an additional 3 police officer trainees that are in the academy, and they're going to be graduating this summer. And so in total, the police department is authorized 51 police officers. So we have a total of 51 police officers that are authorized to be employed. And that's a combination. That's a combination of police officers that are currently working or trainees that are currently in the academy. So between vacancies, officers that are working, and trainees that are in the academy, we can't go over 51. So as of right now, we have 3 in the academy, and we have 3 vacancies, and we have 1 potential recruit in backgrounds. We are authorized a total of 88.5 total employees at the police department. As of today, 25%, or about, I think, commanders, 13 of our officers have 2 years or less. It's not uncommon for police department these days who are struggling to recruit officers and are having to send trainees to the academy to fill their ranks. So recruitment and training, it's a continued focus at the police department. We pride ourselves in offering a lot of training at the police department. We have a lot of post-certified courses, And those are courses that our staff have gone to training for to become instructors. We've got to go through the state process to get certified, and we can offer that training in-house. We do have to send staff away for training, but we can offer a lot of post-certified courses in-house, which means we don't have to send people away. So at the police department, we're very fortunate. Our city manager and our council are very supportive in our equipment needs and in our technology. We have solved a number of violent crimes in Los Banos just because of technology, and also because we have good relationships with the public. And so, for example, there have been many times where we will catch a crime occurring on, for example, a downtown camera, or there's a camera nearby. And then we will go to local residents and we're saying, hey, we lost this vehicle somewhere in this area. And they'll say, hey, you know, I have cameras. And they'll let us look at the cameras, and we can work with the community. So we enjoy that relationship with our community. There's a lot of places where that doesn't happen. And in Los Banos, it does. Again, we appreciate the relationship and the partnership with our community. So over the last couple of years, the council has approved us to upgrade our firing range. They have met our needs in terms of equipment, our police vehicles. As you know, police vehicles, they're not just your average vehicle. They're driven sometimes 24 hours at a time, sometimes very hard, sometimes they idle for long periods of time. And so they have met those needs. Our drones, and so our drones, we have a drone system. It's approved through the FAA. We have FAA pilots that pilot those drones, and we use those to overwatch our events, to keep an eye on our officers. Just recently, we had a drone flying in operation on the other side of town. Our officers were chasing a stolen car. This guy was here from, I believe, Stockton. What's he doing in Los Banos in a stolen car? To commit more crimes. And we were able to use the drone to set up a perimeter, and we took him into custody. Nobody got hurt. And so we appreciate the support. The proper use of technology in Los Banos is very important. Also, our body-worn cameras, computers, our dispatch consoles. When we moved into the new station, that was one of the priorities, is that we wanted to have a state-of-the-art 911 dispatch center. So all the equipment would work at a moment's notice. If you needed to call 911, if you needed help, we would have staff there. The equipment worked. At the old station, that stuff, it was very difficult to keep it in operation. It took a lot of work. Our IT was always there working on it. At the new station, we are very blessed that we have good equipment, and the community is in good hands at all hours of the day and night due to our technology and our staff. And then last, I mentioned the cameras. Cameras are very important. We sometimes can present a very good case. They want to see the camera footage. The jury wants to see camera footage, and that's just the way things are nowadays. And so we're very blessed to have a lot of this technology, and we use it to keep our community safe. Some other programs we're very proud to offer in Los Banos: Police Activities League. So we've had the PAL program in place for many years. The PAL program offers a lot of sport events for our local youth. We believe that we keep our children busy with positive things. We keep good role models around them. They're not going to do other things. They're not going to get in trouble. They're going to have good role models. And in some cases, these are the only good role models that these kids have in life. So running the PAL program and having a full-time police officer run the program has always been a priority to our department. There are some departments that close their PAL program, or they move them to other divisions, or they have non-sworn personnel run them. In Los Banos, it's always been very important to have a police officer at the center of the program to run it and to interact with our students, our local children, and their families. We also have a Police Explorers program. I'm a byproduct of the Police Explorers program. I was an explorer when I was 16 years old. Director Moreno was a police explorer in Patterson. And so some explorers, they go on to become law enforcement officers. Some go on to be finance directors, and there's probably some out there that have been city managers and other things like that. So we have a good Police Explorer program. We have school resource officers in our schools. They offer a variety of programs, and sometimes they're just there to talk to our students and to hear them out and to let students see a different side of law enforcement, as I discussed earlier. We provide gang presentations. Our gang unit is very proactive. We believe very much in educating families on some of the things and some of the dangers that are out there. We have a volunteer, a vital program. We have a citizen academy program. Recently, we just graduated our first Spanish-only program, and we're going to have another program this year. There's tons of events. National Night Out, Coffee with a Cop. It says Hot Cocoa, but that's actually called Hot Cocoa with the Popo. Again, having fun with it, right? Shop with a Cop, Cops for Kids, Sober Grad, every 15 minutes, the list goes on. We try to have a number of events for our community. It gives us an opportunity to get out there and engage with our community. Okay, so some of the statistics. So this one is very important to me. I'm a firm believer that if our community is not safe, companies are not going to want to come and open businesses. They're not going to want to invest in our community. People are not going to want to move here. We're not going to bring good things to our community. No one wants to live or invest in a violent town. So some statistics here, and this is not just me, this is the staff. So we had a goal that we wanted to reduce violent crime in our community. So in 2020, you'll see that we recorded 61 reported shootings in our community, and of those, we had 9 reported homicides. For a town our size, that is a massive amount of violent crime. And slowly, we brought that down to last year, we recorded 8 shootings. We had, unfortunately, at the end of the year, we had 1 homicide. These are massive reductions in crime. And this is as a result of us making it a priority, our council, our city manager, making a gang unit the priority and putting the work in on these events. So great work to the staff. Okay, so this was another goal. So this is something that we started working on. So the Animal Control Division over the last few years has been the recipient of several thousands of dollars of grant funding, primarily from UC Davis, a bunch of different places. But what we decided to do is we wanted to reinvest this into our community. And so we invested this into programs like free spay and neuter, microchip, rabies, and this was the staff. Our goal being to reduce the number of unwanted cats and dogs that come into our shelter that our staff have to deal with. We have to find what are we going to do with these animals. And so we worked really, really hard. And last year, when we compare the statistics between 2024 to 2025, we were able to reduce the number of cats that came into the shelter by 26%, and the number of dogs that came into our shelter by 11%. These are massive numbers. I don't know of any other shelter in our area that are putting up these numbers, and this was due to the staff, the hard work, and the reinvestment of grant funding, volunteers like Blanche back there, who works tirelessly, fire guys back there, just all the staff that work really hard to report these things, to work together and make these things happen. So great work, staff. So for 2026, one of our goals has been to tackle traffic enforcement, safety. I'm a firm believer that when I mentioned this recently, but when I look at the map and I start looking at all the traffic collisions in our city, and I see the little dots, every single dot represents a life-changing event, whether it's injury or non-injury. You get a phone call that your spouse or your loved one was involved in a traffic collision. It's terrifying. It affects your life. You're dealing with tow trucks, you're dealing with insurance, bills, hospitals, all of those things. And we wanted to tackle that. We had the staffing to do it this year. So what we did was we formed a traffic division. We have 2 motorcycles out on the road right now. We have a third in training, should be out this summer. And when I compare data from last year, January and February, compared to this year, we reduced traffic collisions by 13%, and in March, we reduced by 10%. Represents the first quarter of the year. We take the data from first quarter of last year to this year, it's a reduction of 16% in total. So that is something that we are working on. We're not done with it. We're really proud of that, and we have more good stuff coming. So thank you once again to the staff. And our vision, very clear. Just high standards. We want to work well with the community partnership, technology. We want to reduce traffic collisions. It's all up there. Homelessness response, animal care and well-being, and most importantly, being responsive to our community, engaging the community, and working together. We just, like I said, there's only 51 authorized police officers. We can't do it all ourselves, so we rely on the community's partnership, their support, to make it all happen. And we're going to close this off with a video. Once again, thank you for coming, and thank you to the staff.
Real quick, I want to say thank you again to Chief Reyna. And again, well, I was trying to introduce Commander Justin Meldon and Eddie Drum up here because you guys were real inspirational. And you guys taught me a lot when I started because you guys took the time to sit down with me and explain what your needs were. And you guys talked about all the equipment. You guys were very detailed in what it was for. And, you know, that's what a council needs so we can make the right calls, the right decisions to help protect, you know, the community. And I think that's instrumental. It just told me a lot about the leadership, and I think, you know, Chief Reyna has continued that from when Gary Breezy was here, and he's left you a beautiful police department, and you've carried that on, Chief. And I just want to say thank you again, and it shows with your guys and the staff. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Council Member, and thanks, Chief. Now we'll go on to we got a couple of departments left. Call it a night, and we're going to go on with Public Works and Infrastructure. You know, that brings us to one of the biggest responsibility a city government is taking care of the basics. Our residents may not talk every day about Public Works, but they do notice it every single day. They notice our roads, our sidewalks, our lighting, the overall condition of our city. We know Los Banos has infrastructure needs, and we know some of those needs have been around for years. What matters is that we are taking care of them and we are making progress. So please welcome Public Works Director William Vai, and he'll go over his department. William.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And thank you all for coming here tonight. Public Works has a new director. That's me. I started just about a week before the city manager did. And we also have a new city engineer, and we have multiple long-term employees, in new roles. These staff members are all working together to make Public Works more efficient and effective. Through this collaborative effort, the Public Works projects will be delivered in a more timely manner, designed and built under new standards, and as cost-efficient as possible. By splitting the Public Works and director and city engineer positions, it allows a lot more focus by the city engineer on CIP and development, and more focus by me on long-range planning. Long-range planning for the department is a high priority. Thinking about and planning for the future ensures that projects are designed with future residents and current residents and employees in mind. Some of the new promotions are new positions, which also allows for more focus and more time for proper planning and long-range thinking by all staff. Public Works is working with all departments to ensure CIP projects are designed and built to city standards and specifications with a look to the future for reliability, maintainability, and cost effectiveness. Some of the CIP projects that we're working on right now, I've got quite a long list here. I didn't list them all on here, but this is some of them. These are the streets. So in the street rehabs, we have phase 1, which is currently out to bid, and that includes West I Street from Pacheco Boulevard all the way to Arizona past the hospital, full reconstruction, full width, including ADA ramps. And it also includes some streets in the Snow Goose area. Phase 2 is in design, and one of the major thoroughfares there is Ortigalita Boulevard from Highway 152 to Cardozo Road, full width. And then we've also got 2027 street rehabs that we're currently identifying which streets we're going to be doing there, and then that will go out to design with construction to occur in the spring of 2027. So overall, we've got 32 miles, I think it's 32 lane miles of streets in the next 3 years planned for repaving or rehabilitations of some sort. Some of the other projects we're currently working on, as I mentioned, we work with all departments. We're currently going through a request for qualifications for Fire Station 4 design build. That's multiple departments are assisting in reviewing those RFQs. So that'll go then from there to an RFP, get a contractor on board to design build for Fire Station 4. We work with multiple parks projects with Parks and Recreation. Joe will mention those when he gets up here. I saved those for him. I don't want to steal all his thunder. So, and then we're also working with PD on restrooms at the gun range. There's currently no restrooms out there, so we're working to get that designed and built, and that's getting really close to going. We also work very closely. Good, we can go. Forgot where we're at here. I'm not following along. This is one of the big major projects that we're working on when it comes to transportation. This is the Pioneer Streets Complete Streets project, and basically what it does is it connects on the west side of town between the college and between Walmart. It'll connect all the way down to Pioneer, from Pacheco down to Pioneer. It'll take Pioneer all the way out eventually in the long term, all the way out to Ward Road, where it will then go back up north and connect back with Pacheco Boulevard. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna allow a way for current residents and other traffic, a way to get around some of the congestion on Pacheco Boulevard through town with all those stoplights. Portions of this are gonna start out being 2 lanes, and eventually we'll have the right of way, and it'll all be designed so that we can go to 4 lanes as traffic requires it. Full build out for this is 2042, if I'm not mistaken, so we got a few years to go to get all the way there. But we're starting on the first phase. Is currently Pioneer Road in Ortigalita, that intersection there, and we've put a traffic signal there. And what we're waiting for there is PG&E to do that final connection so that we could energize those lights and then program those lights, commission those lights. That project will be. Next slide. Well, I've got some more, so don't start the video yet. We also work very closely with the Community and Economic Development Department to ensure that developments benefit the community as a whole, and that we minimize the unforeseen consequences of development on current and future residents. There's a lot that goes into building a new subdivision, building a new building, bringing a new business into town, and Generally, that starts in planning, but eventually it comes to Public Works because they have to tie into all of the things that we do: water, sewer, stormwater, the streets, the sidewalks, street lights, all of those things. Those are all the responsibilities of the Public Works Department. So my goal and my vision for Public Works is to improve the quality of life in Los Banos, and I share that with staff on a regular basis. I ask them, do you want those who come after us to look at the work we did and be impressed? Or do you want them to say, what were they thinking? What were they doing? That happens. But we don't want that to happen in the future. What we want is to leave the next generation and generations to come a thriving city with reliable water, wastewater, stormwater, and transportation infrastructure, and to pass the torch to those who come after us with a culture of public service, teamwork, and fiscal responsibility. And that's my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, William, and thank you for your staff. We really do appreciate it. And just to talk about the future a little bit more, traffic. You know, the Mayor 1.0, when I was mayor a long time ago, Supervisor Jerry O'Banion and myself worked 12 straight years on the bypass for Los Banos. And I thought we had it. And then the state changed its mind. And so that got abandoned. And now that's why the Pioneer Corridor is where it is today. We are making a local bypass, but we're not going to stop there. We're looking at least 2 more routes to go north and south on the east and west side of town, and possibly another east to west path on the north side of town. So we're looking at all that, so there'll be a complete box around our town. And I know these numbers are crazy when you see 2042 or things like that, but that's the worst scenario. Hopefully it comes a lot before that. Also, we are working with Caltrans, and at the end of this year, they'll be rehabbing 152 finally, and they'll be going from Santa Fe grade all the way past the college, and it'll be a complete resurfacing of 152 that's badly needed. They are taking some properties and adding some sidewalks. They're doing those things too. So the city is facilitating them and helping them get that done. So infrastructure is a very important part of our community. That brings us to parks and recreation. A city is measured by the quality of life, the people they feel here every day. That means park, recreation, public spaces, and pride in their community. Please join me in welcoming our council member Mitzi Perez, who represents District 1 on the north side of the city. And Council Member Perez has a real passion for helping our youth grow and for making sure our parks and green spaces continue to serve our family well. Mitzi?
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you, everyone who made the time to make it out here tonight. I'm very happy to introduce our Park and Recreations Department, our Director, Joe Himes, and all of the amazing work that they've been working on. So I'll be going over some updates on some completed projects as well as some exciting things that we're currently working on, okay? So as you know, our recreation team, they're operating out of the community center, and they have continued to see growth across programs, sports, and events. Youth sports remain a major driver with basketball, soccer, volleyball, and t-ball. They have been consistently filling up every season. We've also added a youth evolution flag football and expanded class offerings like baking and dance programs, continuing to build out options beyond your more traditional sports. Adult and senior programming continues to grow with offerings like pickleball, open gym basketball, walking classes, Zumba, and the women's indoor soccer as well. And what Parks and Recreation is best known for, as you all know, is the events, right? Those include the one from last month, the Egg Hunt, the movie nights in the park coming up, the Loot to Seniors, the Halloween Fest, Breakfast with Santa, and Arbor Day, which they always draw in, some large attendance, and I love seeing the community engaged like that together. Some of the completed projects include the 2 new parks delivered at Sunrise Ranch and Shaughnessy Village. The Sunrise Ranch includes the Ag Sports Complex. Those include 2 refurbished fields, the Hitting Tunnel warm-up spaces, new playgrounds, and expanded landscaping. With the 9 brand new pickleball courts, they're nearing completion here. The complex is continuing to evolve into a destination park. Adding shade has also been a major priority since the acceptance of the Park Master Plan in 2021 with a $440,000 grant from First Five of Merced County, funding playground shade at 8 park locations. So we've expanded from 0 playgrounds with shade in 2020 to currently 17 out of 38 today. 6 picnic shaded structures were also added in just this last year. We now currently have 21 of 38 playgrounds replaced or upgraded since 2018, including the addition of our second inclusive playground at Regency Lot D Park to complement College Greens. So I know the goal is to reflect continued investment in more modern, safe, and accessible play spaces. Some of our upcoming projects, very exciting to see these coming up. I know Joe Heim was very nice to make some time to talk to myself and Councilmember Refugio Llamas about some of these goals, and that is to look a little more towards specialized and destination-based parks, right, with amenities to expand those recreational spaces. So rather than focusing on your traditional park features, we are prioritizing projects that will activate these spaces, creating more unique experiences and attract more usage throughout different age groups. Some of these key projects do include a pump track at the Meadowlands Basin Park, along with the Colorado Ballpark renovation and continued expansion at the Ag Sports Complex, including the development of the solid waste site to add parking and create space for more additional fields. We are also planning for a future aquatics and fitness facility to expand recreational offerings citywide, along with infrastructure improvements such as the Canal Trail solar lighting and overlay projects to improve safety and usability. Some additional projects like the South Point Basin Park and the Community Center Backup Battery will also continue to build out that system and support more long-term operations. Those are all of the updates I have for you. I do want to thank our Parks and Recreation Department and our Director, Joe Himes, for all the great work that they have been doing. And I know we will continue to keep going in the right direction when it comes to our recreational spaces. And for our video here, thank you.
Well, thank you, Missy, and I want to thank our Park Director, Joe Heim, along with working hard and his committed staff who do so much to support our youth, our seniors, like pickleball, and quality of life in the community. I know pickleball is very important for our life. One day I'll be a little bit older and I'll play pickleball. So, so thank you all very much. And out of that list that Mitzi gave, it's time for a public swimming pool. And we're going to take the initiative now, find the funds, and we're going to do it. And we're going to design it probably this year, and we'll get on with it. You know, I grew up with a public pool in this city, and it's time to bring that back for our residents. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you, Mitzi. So, okay, in closing, as you can see, there's a great deal happening across our city. Some of them are highly visible. Some of it happens quietly behind the scenes, but it all matters. Before we close tonight, I want to take a few moments to just simply say thank you. And thank you all again for being here. A city does not move forward because of one person. It moves forward because people care, people stay involved, people show up every day ready to go to work. First, I want to thank the people of Los Banos for their trust in me. Thank you for believing in this city, for staying engaged, and for giving us the opportunity to serve. I will never take your trust for granted. I also want to thank my colleagues on the City Council for their service and their commitment. I also want to recognize Councilmember Fujio Lamas. He represents District 2 on the east side of our community. Councilmember Lamas, our newest council member, is now serving his second time on the City Council. He has stepped into his role with full speed because he knew how it ran, and he's brought commitment and a real desire to serve. So thank you very much. I especially want to thank our city manager, Naran Than, for helping take our city to a higher level. He brings energy, focus, and a strong follow-up to the job every day. I also want to thank our department heads and every city employee. So much of what they do, like I said before, happens behind the scenes, but it all matters. To our commissioners, committee members, and our volunteers, thank you for your time, giving us your valuable time, your ideas, and your experience. Los Banos is stronger because of your service. My family, thank you for always being there for me and for sharing your honest advice. Sometimes it's a little too honest, but thank you. And I could not be mayor if it wasn't for my wife, Michelle, and her constant love and support. Public service, yeah, give her a hand. Public service takes time and often means long days and long nights, and one more meeting to go to. Thank you for understanding and standing beside me. And to everyone here tonight, thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying involved. A better city is built when people stay engaged and take part in its future. Los Banos is moving forward. We are improving services, addressing long neglected infrastructure, strengthening public services, and building a city where families can thrive and businesses want to invest in Los Banos. There's still a lot of work to do, but I believe we are headed in the right direction. And if we keep working together, keep listening, and keep putting the community first, then Los Banos and its future is very bright. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening.